Welcome back to making a UE5 tutorial every day for the rest of my life. It's day 23, and Big Boss TM asked if I could set something up where an enemy damages the player and eventually the player dies. So let's get down to it. We're going to build this off of the BP AI we made in the last episode for the AI move to. But for this, what we're going to do is we're going to take our capsule component, and we should have a begin overlap. And what we're going to say is cast to third person character. So if this overlaps our player, we want to basically apply some damage. So using the apply damage node, we can put this straight into here and then we can do some damage. And we can send over sort of 10 damage. If you want one of those enemies that kind of one touch and dead, we can get max health, and you could plug that straight in so that anytime he touches the player basically dies. The other thing we're going to need to do is in our third person character, where we have our damage event, take event any damage, we obviously have all of our update health, we have our shield increase, but what we have here is a point in which we want to check that we're actually dead. So if we grab a branch by holding B down and clicking, if it's false, so if we're not dead, we're going to want to do exactly what we were doing before. But if we are dead, we kind of want to stop that loop. So if we get our current health and we say, is this equal to 0? If that's true, we're basically dead. So from this point on, you would want to play like a death animation. You might want to do ragdoll effects, so like you just drop to the floor. You probably want a menu coming up saying that the game has ended, but that's literally it. So from all of this checking of health and stuff, we just basically want to have a quick check to say, are we dead? And if we are, for this example, because I don't have any death animations and stuff like that, we're just going to print string and say player dead. So let's give it a test. I've put the max health in here for now just because I want it just to basically touch me and then I die. The capsule component might not be enough. It might not be big enough. Oh, there you go. I died. Instantly dead. Player dead. Max health. All gone. It even took my whole shield. But yeah, player dead. The reason it's taking my whole shield as well is because in this example, my current health is 100, but my shield is also 100. So what it's doing is it goes in, it says, is my current shield above 0? It says true. It takes my shield, but because I'm still overlapping with it, it instantly takes my health as well. So there's some changes there if you want to do that. But to be honest, if it's going to be one of those one touch and you're dead kind of scenarios, then obviously, yeah, you're going to die instantly. So it doesn't matter about the shield. But obviously, if we change this now, and we just say, okay, I want it to do 10 damage. Now, this will probably still go down quite quickly because we're overlapping with that capsule component. So, again, there'll have to be some extra logic. But as you can see, it is just taking it incrementally from me. But it's happening quite quick because I'm continuing to overlap. So it's like one of those things where it's just over and over and over. But what you would normally do is you'd have some nodes like set game mode to set UI mode, Semper mode UI only. You would plug in the player control, so just get player controller, and then you would probably like create a widget, which would be your end game widget. And you'd probably, from your player controller, want to set show mouse cursor to true. And again, you'd have like some sort of death animation, or you would go into simulate physics. So anything like that basically would go there, and then you would bring up your widget, show your mouse cursor as well. And then you would be able to sort of bring up your menu and then either choose to restart your game or go back to the main menu as an example. So that's kind of what you'd want following on from that. Obviously, it's airing out because I haven't got a widget there. But that's what I do. And that's as simple as that. That's all you need to do to get your player taking damage from an enemy. If it's gunfire, it's a similar scenario, but obviously your projectile from the enemy would have a collision box that would also deal damage. If you enjoyed this episode, please obviously leave a little like. If you're new here, subscribe, and obviously put a comment with anything else you'd like me to cover. And I'll see you tomorrow.